The Brothers of Liberty, here to remind you what true freedom is. Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Liberty with the older brother Kelton here. Today, we're going to talk about the true pandemic, and actually been going on, and I think the pandemic may be a cover for it. Um, Child sex trafficking and pornography, and child pornography. Now we all heard the names of Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, John Griffin, the CNN producer, just a name of a few names of the many names in this worldwide sex ring. Um, they traffic child sex trafficking and sex with minors. Now it's no secret that the politicians and the rich and wealthy are involved in it. Epstein Island was a great place for it. The sex traffic country of the world. Now, some people may call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I'm sorry. One thing happened, two thing happened, three thing happens. It's like someone in Star Trek said, I believe in coincidences, I just don't trust them. And these are actually articles I found, legitimate articles, mind you, that at least the mainstream media says they're legitimate, and they're even admitting it themselves without realizing they're admitting it. I had a New York Times article, a CNN news article, and a UN report. And there was also a State Department report that came out in the middle of the summer in July, where they said that the pandemic lockdowns aided predators worldwide, especially online. And the United States said that through a State Department report, and the United Nations also said that in a report. They said that the predators took advantage of the pandemic restrictions to draw more people into forced labor and sex trafficking, including children, who spent days online under government stay-at-home orders. So it wasn't just, a big thing about taking away our freedom. Maybe it was about also getting more children into that ring, since the biggest person that did it for them, Epstein, um, got suicide by the Clintons. I mean, hung himself. Sorry. Um, the State Department annual trafficking and person report stated numbers of people at risk in trafficking grew, as well as conditions under traffickers uh, during the pandemic. Victimization grew as a law enforcement and other resources were diverted to managing public health measures, or as we like to call them, unconstitutional mandates. So they take people off of, because they have special detectives. So you're taking special detectives off of people who search for children and those things, and putting them to make sure that if someone's wearing their mask, or make sure you have a vaccine passport. No, this doesn't sound fishy at all. Online exploitation skyrocketed. Demands for investigation into online sex trafficking in the Philippines grew 300% over a 2-month period. India stated that 95% in online search for material of sexually exploited children, and the United States had a 99% increase in children being enticed by online predators. And like I said, these reports, not only the UN had a similar report, um, said the same thing. State people, that some people who lost their jobs or desperate to make money either sold their children or did other things. Um, Funny how they wanted to get a lot of people out of their jobs, right? Uh, the UN stated the pandemic caused sex trafficking to be even harder to detect. Now, think about that. If no one's roaming the streets, how is it harder to detect? I think it's pretty easy to detect someone traveling when there's lockdown conditions. Just think about that. Now, here's the biggest kick. CNN had an article on their own, but then again, between Rick Sullivan and John Griffin, they must be experts. Um, so, and it's funny how even though the FBI had the flight logs of the people going to the Epstein Island and the Maxwell case and the Little Black Book. They say they just felt no need to search for anybody else because everybody knows Maxwell was a scapegoat. Everybody knows that something's going to happen where she gets off. I mean, commits suicide, and that would be that. And then once again, everything will be silent. Of course, they'll bust little small time people like John Griffin and Celebi. And I mean, right now, Prince Andrew's trying to keep evidence sealed and doesn't want it to go public or anything like that. And if you're not guilty, why would you care? Um, yeah, we know you're guilty. So yeah, you need to, go to hell. Um, and just remember, for those of you who are Christians, some Christians say that, hell is hell for everybody, but I beg to differ because if in the New Testament, even Jesus himself said, it's better to put a millstone around your neck, cast yourself in the sea, instead of hurt one of these children. So I think there's a special place in hell for people who do that to children. But that's just my opinion. And once again, all these are my opinions. So if you have any opinions of your own, feel free to comment. Uh, like, share, subscribe, and like I said, share this out because you're not going to hear much of this from the mainstream media. Hell, Celebi was going on almost a whole month before it even made the mainstream media. When I was doing the research, none of the other mainstream media even had it when I did the research on him. So, and when I put out my video was when it was put out on mainstream about a day before I did my video. So, if you have any topics for us you like to discuss, if you don't want to discuss them yourselves and want someone else to discuss them, well, if you have research and stuff, we'll do that too. Brothers of Liberty 76 at gmail.com. We'd like to hear from you. And once again, this is the older brother, Kelton, reminding you what true freedom is and ought to be.